Edgelord Player constantly goes against what the party wants. This story comes from a campaign I'm actually still part of, and the problem player has since been removed for a new player. The players in this campaign are me, Artificer, Fighter, Warlock, Cleric, and the problem player, Blood Hunter. At the start of the campaign, nothing was really off about the problem player. He did dodgy things every now and then, but that's fine, because he is allowed to play as he wishes. However, the problem truly started when his real personality started to show itself. Whenever he would talk to an NPC, he would always demand information from them. And if he didn't get it immediately, he would either threaten them with violence or straight up use torture to get what he wanted. This also happened when we captured enemies that we wanted to interrogate. Instead of asking questions and role-playing, he would say something like, "I take my knife and cut open my wrist and bleed by fire blood onto the person." Again, it's fine if someone plays a character like this, the kind of person who uses force to get what they want, but this happened all the time. Every time we needed to interrogate or question someone, he would immediately escalate the situation by using violence or threaten the NPCs. One thing that I had a particular issue with was whenever we interacted with someone who was not a human or human-looking species in the game, he would constantly make weird comments about them, like having a constant hatred of dwarves to the point where it stopped feeling like a joke. Because every time we interacted with a dwarf, he would say something to the degree of, "We should genocide old dwarves because they suck." The moment where I genuinely got upset with him was on a mission we were given by a mysterious organization that we wanted to join. The goal was to destroy a temple with a magic ice tomb. The reason why is because the gods that were being worshipped there were actually being puppeted by the god of undeath, thus giving him more worshippers and more power over the world. Me, Warlock, Cleric and Fighter came up with the idea that we should go in at night to have as little casualties as possible. Blood Hunter then gets up, takes the ice bomb, and starts walking into the temple in broad daylight. I stop him and say, wait, what are you doing? We agreed to go in at night, remember?" "Oh yeah, I'm just going in to ask some questions about my past." Okay, I guess. Blood Hunter then goes in and detonates the bomb, killing hundreds of people who were in this temple complex. His excuse for doing this was that he just was saving time. I was getting angry at this point because every time we try to do something or get something planned out, he just goes, "Fuck it," and just does his own thing. He also did things out of game constantly, and that really made me mad. Every time I came up with a plan for us to follow in order to accomplish one of our goals, he would always say something like, "Nah, that won't work," or "I don't think that's a very good plan," or "What about X or Y?" and then never give any solutions to the problem that he points out. This is one of those situations where the player unfortunately is completely out of it. They don't really care about the story or what's happening. The only thing that they care about is their own personal agenda in their head or whatnot. And it's a very difficult position for a DM to handle, just so you can make sure that the rest of your players are not actually getting very annoyed, which in this case it seems like they are. Jumping forward to about the midpoint of the game, we're in the middle of a fighter with a wizard after we tried to steal 2 sentient magic rings from him. During the fight, me, Cleric and Fighter all go down with Warlock in the backline, firing Eldritch Blast and Blood Hunter using wings from a homebrew ability that him and the DM discussed about beforehand. He then decides to fly away from the fight instead of helping us out. He's melee-focused class, and me and the Cleric were mostly squishy casters. He would have helped us, but he doesn't. I get frustrated and say, "Of course you would." And he responds with, "Well, I don't want to get involved in a useless fight." After this, I started to have a genuine animosity towards both him and his character, and I didn't trust him or his judgment because of his selfish, self-motivated behavior. My intuition was correct, however, because when we were in a flooded section of the Underdark to try and cure one of our party members of a disease that accelerates when magic is used, Blood Hunter decides to betray the party while we were in a mid-conversation with a group of Triton elders who were related to Cleric's backstory. While we were talking, Blood Hunter takes out his greatsword and swings for the fighter's head. At this point, my Artificer character had died, and I was playing a Dragonborn Path of the Beast Barbarian. I asked the DM if I could use my tail reaction on someone else to give them an AC bonus. The DM says yes, so I swing my tail out and protect the fighter from the worst of the attack. After this happened, it was revealed that the reason Bloodhunter was going against my plans was not because they were bad plans, but because they directly went against his secret motivation to betray the party and help the big bad evil guy, which was a goddess of ice and destruction. Why would he want to do this? Absolutely no clue. Now this is an interesting part. I've had campaigns, and I've played in multiple ones, where a PC basically is trying to betray the party. It can be handled well, and it can be handled horribly. After this happened, and Bloodhunter made a new character, it's just the same character again, but with different hair color and class. The DM had a convo with Bloodhunter saying that if he went against what the party wanted again, he would be removed from the game. And Bloodhunter agreed. Alright, so if the DM didn't know about Bloodhunter's intention about any of this, that is a serious red flag. As a player, you need to let your DM know of your backstory and goals like that. Again, this can be very interesting and super cool if you work it out with the DM. However, you cannot let this be hidden. It'll just make more mess and everyone angry, which this appears to be the case. The final nail in the coffin happened fairly recently. As the party was traveling, we got word that the goddess of ice and destruction was going to attempt to fire a massive magic beam at the location of a very important NPC we needed. So we did everything we could to deflect the magic blast, and succeeded, and the DM gave Bloodhunter the ability to choose where it goes. Bloodhunter then chooses for it to hit where the important NPC is. The DM starts to describe what happens, and I speak up. Wait, what? We went through all of that, and you're just going to blow him up anyway? That's bullshit. Well, I rolled a D2, and this is what it landed on. No. Don't blame the dice. You made this decision. Either make a new one, or I'm letting someone else decide where it goes. Okay, fine. Let someone else do it then. Me and the fighter decide to send the blast to a far-off corner of the map that we thought had no people in it. I did not roleplay my anger with Bloodhunter, because in character we would have no idea what he attempted to do. This was the last straw when it came to me, the DM, and the rest of the players. The DM removed him from the game, and he was replaced later by a new player. According to the other players who had played with him before, he acts like this in every single game. Same character, same selfish attitude, same issues in every campaign he plays. It is unfortunate that a lot of players are this way. They don't really care about the story or the other people playing the game. D&D is a team-based game. You're not the only main character. Or even you're not the main character at all. Now, it is a story, and you're playing in it. What happens in it and how you grow defines if you're gonna be the main character in a sense. But regardless, you're never going to be the only main character. It's always gonna be a group of main characters, and that's the difference. You can be the coolest, you can strive to do all that, as long as you're not being obnoxious. And of course, those are always expectations that you need to set up with your DM beforehand. Because all of those tropes and all the things that this guy tried to do can actually work out so well and be really big twists and really big moments that develop the entire party's momentum and relationship, which unfortunately didn't happen. And that's that for now. Well, I'll see you in the next post, and probably with something a little funnier.